Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick update here and let you know why I am still kind of bullish on Picoin after the launch. So first, before I get into this chart and what's going on, which is really quite interesting, and also this analysis that I had Grok do on Pi and the rather astonishing conclusions that it came to. So let's talk a little bit about crypto in general. So first of all, I see crypto in the same way that I see just about any investing. To me, it's all gambling, okay? Unless you're an insider and you know the things that are going to be moving the market from the inside, you really don't know what you're doing. There are going to be a lot of people who starkly disagree with me on that, and that's totally fine, but that's the way I treat it. And for me, I liked Pi all the way back to 5 years ago when they first started launching the app, was that you don't have to invest anything. All you have to do is click a button once a day, and then if you tell your friends, you'll end up getting Pi. So I have, quite a bit of Pi that I have earned, and I've been hanging in there, even though there have been some problems. They had some problems with KYC. They're building this decentralized KYC platform, which is great and commendable, and it shows a lot of foresight and deep thought in the way that they're planning this out. But the way they executed it, was not perfect. And plus, they've had these deadlines saying if your followers don't complete the KYC process, you're going to lose some of your Pi. That stuff just caused a lot of stress. I think they mismanaged that a little bit, but I'm couching all of that inside the fact that what they've done is actually extraordinary. And let me explain why. So first of all, so Grok's analysis was basically, so you can see here, on adoption, market performance, ecosystem, overall 7.5, but they said potentially top 5 historically alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and Solana. Okay, so that is a pretty huge statement. This is AI, but this is Grok 3.0 that made this analysis. It's pretty damn smart. It has access to a lot of data. It's an extraordinary statement. And I have to agree in general what they're saying because, so take a look at this here. Okay, so there's all sorts of rumors about what the Pi price was. Look at the actual trading value that it had. There were people making all kinds of predictions like, oh, it's only going to be worth less than a penny, which is what most cryptos are, right? And then there were predictions that it's going to launch at like, $400, $4,000. That was all speculation, right? So at the end of the day, it ended up launching at $1.84. It had a drop, like it always, any kind of a crypto launch is always going to see that. You're going to see a pump and then a dump, right? So here's the difference between, or one of the many differences between Pi and a lot of these other crypto launches is, so this after 7 days now has some staying power, right? So after that initial dip, it climbed up and it's been pretty stable at over $1.50 for a couple days here. Okay, so it's still early days, but the really cool thing about this is they're going to be doing another announcement in 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to speculate on what that announcement is, but these guys are in this for the long haul, right? So they wouldn't have been doing this over 5 years for a big pump and dump scheme. It looks to me like they're genuinely building the ecosystem for longevity. And you can also look into the Pi app ecosystem that they've been nurturing for a long time. There have been all these Pi hackathons, and there are now lots of Pi apps in the Pi ecosystem, and they have millions and millions and millions of active pioneers. Okay, these are the people who are clicking the button to quote unquote mine Pi. It's technically not mining, blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't matter. So for me, if you look at this in relation to risk reward, the risk is very low. Okay, so you have to push a button, maybe tell your friends, like, I don't know if this is going to be worth anything. You don't have to put any money into it. And then you're quote unquote mining the stuff. You're earning Pi coins. Well, now we have an actual tangible value to all of these Pi coins that we've been mining. So if you haven't done your KYC yet, I recommend that you go do that right away. The KYC process has had its issues. From the inside, I saw it where, they're telling you to do KYC. And then I was also doing KYC for other people on the other side of that and seeing how there were people complaining that there were no slots for KYC. But when I went into KYC, people, it was saying there's no one there to KYC. So obviously the system had some bugs to work out. We'll see how that goes. But, given the amount of time and energy these guys have put into it, and the way it has stuck pretty well after the first several days of launch, I'm pretty bullish about it. I think that what's going to happen is as the Pi ecosystem expands and more people adopt it as a currency, it will rise in value over time. So I would definitely not recommend selling it at this low of a price, although you've got to make your own financial decision about that. For me, I'm going to hodl, hold, whatever you want to call it. You guys know the in crypto joke about that. I'm going to hold. Okay. So totally up to you guys what you want to do. I think at the very least, if you've already done your Pi and you've had the app and you've been mining, you may as well complete the KYC process and see if you can convert it into some real money. You know, if you've got like less than 100 in there, well, you know, maybe it will go up, you know, to $100, maybe more. Who knows, right? If you look at the history of some of the bigger coins that Grok was analyzing here, you'll see that, well, none of them have really touched Bitcoin, but, you know, all three of these have had ETH, of course, being the, you know, the clear second, but all four of these have had a demonstration of where they had a certain amount of value and then the value went up gradually over time. So we don't know really what any crypto is going to do, but if history is any gauge and if what they've been putting into this is any gauge, it would seem to me like the value of Pi is probably likely to increase. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but looking at the ecosystem, looking at all of the effort, looking at the network effects of the millions now of engaged pioneers, I think these guys are here to stay. And Grok seems to agree. You know, if this is a potentially top 5 historically launch, then we might be witnessing something pretty extraordinary here. Anyway, do your KYC, keep mining, and enjoy. Let's see what happens, guys.